Hey, this episode's really heavy, so you've been warned.
But I loved you! All of you! I betrayed my people for you! Bore all your sins!
And we thank you, my lady. So now, please, bear more, as your misery will be our joy, our rise against all who belittle us before. We shall pray for you, Lady Core. For you and to you. May you forgive our sins.
No! Don't leave me here! No!
They left you. Hurt you in the worst possible way, and yet you still love them? Humans? The memory shifted back to you and Core. I'm guessing Core showed Lion that memory. Humans are fragile. They did what they did out of fear. You're a bleeding heart. I'm a bleeding everything. Am I supposed to laugh at that? Your mouth twitched. You must be seeing things. Where's Io? Around. She doesn't like you, I'm afraid. The feeling's mutual. Why did you call humans them instead of us? Do you think you're not human? My mother calls me a demon sometimes, when she's angry. Witches call me that too. Others have called me a demon once, when us witches first appeared. Said that we inherited their will, that we sold our souls to become what we are. I would have never sold my soul for anything. But something awakened in me, and here I am. A demon spawn? A human with extraordinary talents, blessed by Inferno. Consent be damned. You're not human. I was one, at least before. I like to think I still am. My friends think so. What friends? Io? And you. What about you? Don't your friends wonder where you've gone all these months? It's not the first time I've gone MIA. And if something were to happen, they would all move heaven and earth to find me. Such confidence. You must trust your friends. Or like I trust myself. I've trained them quite well, and I'm quite lovable when I want to be. So I've heard. I often overheard your classmates fawning over you down by the pier. Oh, my insipid classmates? Ignore them. They're just a bunch of bumbling idiots. Harsh words? It's the truth. It's easy to put an act up there, so long as you're attractive, intelligent, or of higher standing. Just blend in, follow the flock, do that, and they won't bat an eye. Humans are predictable. Witches are capricious, but candid. You don't mind how twisted some of my thoughts are. I like your kind. Their skewed morality? Sadly, most of your ilk disagree with that sentiment. I never understood the prejudice up there. You witches are quick to anger, but other than that, you don't really lash out unless provoked. Yet, you still hunt us. Only if they deserve it. If they murder someone, then I still have to do my job. I'm unsympathetic and antisocial, but I do have my morals. It also depends on who they murder. If they murder some rando, then sure. A rapist, pedophile, or murderer, however, well, how can I help? Humans are just as emotional as you are. Only difference is their selfishness. The humans craved of proving their worth, making their marks in the world without thinking of others. Such egotistical fools. Isn't that what makes you so interesting? Your ambitions and flaws? No. Human autonomy is a curse. Cannibalistic sheep to be corralled. And you believe yourself to be a fitting shepherd? Nah, never said it has to be under my regime. If the Vamps can rule the world under one law, then so be it, so long as there's peace. Huh. You're such a pessimistic child. You know that? I know. Don't worry. I don't show this side to most people. Only my sister. And now, you.
And why is that, little one?
Because despite your bleeding heart, I do feel the sincerity of it all. I feel loved. And I don't think I can manipulate you. You don't deserve that, not after everything you've been through.
Empathy.
Empathy? Ugh! I don't like it. Tears started to form in Lion's eyes. Tears that they even didn't seem to expect. Am I crying? For you.
Come here, little one. I believe you've finally grown a heart. I still doubt your sincerity. The other you, I mean.
What do your eyes tell you? I think I was sincere. Kinda sus. What do your eyes tell you?
That they meant well. However,
you don't believe it?
The other you is an odd one. Too much duality, kind intentions, cruel executions. My eyes couldn't tell the true intentions apart since your counterpart truly did believe that they meant no harm. Perhaps your friends would have more insight on that, shed some light on your counterpart.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. As fine as a dying woman could be, that is. The end is nigh. Tomorrow, you'll have to make your decision. My only wish is that you won't regret your choice.
Well, I wish I understand myself more, what I was thinking during all this. So, I do understand why you want the headmaster gone now. I know this happened way before his time, but he still didn't do anything to fix it. What they did to Core, that was vile.
I know, yet Core forgave them all the same. She was strong like that. Stronger than I could ever be.
Hey, could I ask you something?
Yes?
Your eyes are one of the 3 dark curse runes, right? What do the other 2 do?
The Eye of Salem lets you spy on people's thoughts. You can see what they're thinking instead of hearing it. It also lets you peer into their everyday lives.
How is it different from your curse?
The Eye of Salem was meant as an invasion of one's privacy. They cannot predict the future or see every possibility like the stars of Judas can. Meanwhile, the Rose of Hecate is a volatile one. Allegedly, it lets you live beyond your physical form. So long as the rune is carved with your blood elsewhere, then you can transfer your consciousness into it. Some witches thought they could live forever with that rune. However, it's quite fickle. The success rate is quite low, and there's little use of it as you cannot carve it into another body. You can only carve it into one's own organ or an inanimate object. Seth used to experiment with it on lower witches, forcing his disciples to carve the rune onto their own hands, then later cutting their limbs off and connecting it to another body, seeing if the rune would prevail.
Did it?
It did. However, they would forever be in distress, as they can't make sense of who they are. 2 minds in one body, they'd struggle for control and usually end up dead, one way or another. Either by Seth's own hands, or their own despair.
Ugh! Seth sounds like he's got some issues.
That he does. Core hated him. He's nothing but a man-child, looking for his next sadistic form of entertainment. Where is Seth now?
He's probably my next target.
Him? Not Ivar.
I don't have the heart to ask you about Ivar. I mean, I am trying to kill him, kinda, and he is your son. A thin smile formed on Io's lips.
So, is this your mercy? Should I be thanking you?
I'd rather you don't.
Huh. Unfortunately, though, I'm not sure where you will find Seth. These eyes can see every single possible outcome in your life. Currently, there are 386 scenarios of when and where you could meet Seth, each with similar probabilities, none trumping the other. I can, however, say that out of every scenario, you have a 20% chance of winning against him.
Only 20%?
He's vicious, little one, and he isn't easily swayed by chatter or a pretty face like Mesa and Ivar. When you meet him, you will finally have a proper fight with a pure-blooded witch, and I hope you prepare yourself for that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think I shall retire for the night. Until our last meeting, my death-scented visitor. Good night.
Night. You woke up with a headache, but decided to ignore it for now. As you get dressed, your headache subsided, and you went about your day. And now we get to chill. Alright, let's go into town today. We're supposed to go to the cafe, I believe. You saw Quill eating alone in the corner. Quill!
Well, if it isn't the more tolerable Baker. Fancy seeing you here, darling.
Oh, God damn it! I want to join you, but in a moment. Okay, it seems the weirdo is no longer in the cafe, so I guess I should have just turned this in much earlier, so whoops. 400 gold in the pocket. Alright, let's check out the florist. Shop's closed until further notice. Do I have to be reminded of my failure? Oh, God. Bookstore, please. The shop sign says closed until further No! Mary's bar? Alright. Table for one. As Mary spoke, you saw Asham sitting alone in the corner. I would spend some time with Asham, but not right now. Not today. Come again. Riverside, anything new here? Beautiful spot. There's nothing of interest. Okay, town square it is. Nothing else to see here. Clothes shop?
Lion?
Oh, hey Lyle. You working today?
Just got off the clock, actually.
Well, bye!
Catch you later.
Okay. If that's the case, should I get some potions ready? Actually, I should probably get some potions ready, but I want to go on a date with Quill first. Yeah. Alright, so you're eating alone in a corner. Can I join you?
I don't know.
Can you?
Sitting does use an excessive amount of brain power for you.
I'm leaving.
Wait! I was just kidding. Come, sit.
Oh, it's one of these days. Okay, let's talk about... soulmates?
Honestly, I find the fact that humans have no natural soulmates absolutely vile, don't you think? I always wanted some man or woman on a white steed whisking me away from my family and calling me their mate. Running away into the sunset as my father curses us both and deploys a search party. But perhaps I read one too many romance novels.
Well, I would like to keep chatting with you. Wait, can I just touch him? I'm gonna grab his hand.
Such large hands. It's almost unfair how long and masculine your hands are, while I'm stuck with such small baby hands.
Well, wait, do I have a gift for him? Ah, goddammit, I thought I could give him, like, one of the magazines I've got. I'm not gonna tell you which one. Frick, Dream Eaters?
I've heard that new eldritch horrors have appeared. Honestly, Dream Eaters are such dreadful creatures.
How so?
They mark the end of days. Each Dream Eater arrived just before an apocalyptic event happened. Olivia and Ollivander emerged from the coast of Caroham right before the Dead Zone War. They basically are embodiments of death and chaos. Since a new Dream Eater called Van has emerged, that means there will be a new bloody event in the horizon. Question is, where?
Good date. 5 luck points to Quill.
Nice.
Well, back to our room, I guess. I can't check my diary, but I can go and pester Lyle again if I want to, which is likely what I'm gonna do. What's up, my boyo? I'm gonna be touching you every... Can I get through a date with just touching? Okay, let's see. What can I touch here? I could touch his face.
Only Yelp used to touch me like this. Does it always feel this good?
Well, I'm gonna keep touching that. What about your hands?
Your hands are really small and soft, Lion. It's cute.
Thank you? Thank you. Thank you. Stop grabbing your bobas again.
Huh? You want to try and sew my button on? Go ahead. But I should warn you, many have tried and failed.
Good date. 5 love points of Lyle. Ah, right. Time to rest up for the night.
You opened your eyes and noticed you were back in the church where Lion killed Ivar's daughter. What was her name again? Vera.
Lion?
Not exactly. The eyes, they were different somehow. Only one was your signature gray eye, the other a muddy brown, almost like a snake.
A snake? Now, you're not comparing me to Apap, are you? You can't compare a creation against its maker. It simply isn't fair.
His maker? Who are you? Are you a witch?
I prefer to be called a god. For simplicity's sake, you can call me Seth, the Witch of Change. And what mighty fine changes have you brought, pet? Seth circled around you as he started to change forms, from Quill to Asham, Thane, and then Fia. Your Fia. Change back! Right now!
Why? It might make you uncomfortable, little pet.
Out of thin air, an ice dagger formed in Fia's hands. It was aimed straight at her throat. No! Don't!
I asked you a question. It might make you uncomfortable, pet.
Yes, very much so. I do not consent!
Good.
Fia smiled, that tender smile you used to see every day. But soon, that smile turned into a grimace as she plunged the ice dagger into her chest and laid lifeless on the floor. No! 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 Fia! Your knees dropped to the floor. You knew this was a dream, but you cried anyway, shaking her lifeless body as her corpse grew cold. Why? Why are you showing me this? A beat of silence passed, then 2, before Fia's body rose back up with a twisted grin on her face.
Because it's fun. Because I'm still playing nice. Think of this as a rehearsal, pet, for when we finally meet. Once I let you find me, that is.
Stop speaking in tongues! Show me your true face, coward!
Then you'll know how it truly looked like, and we can't have that. That would stop the fun. Tick-tock, little pet. You better move along. I'll be waiting for you.
Maybe at school. Maybe in Lanar. Maybe in Gomorrah.
Don't call me. I'll call you. But first, you have to steal that old sea witch's heart. And then we can have some real fun. Tick-tock.
Ah! You woke up at 2 a.m., sheets covered in sweat, hair matted on your face. I won't let him get to Fia. Ever! You texted Quill what happened, and surprisingly, he was still awake. He calmed you down and said he and the others would try to look into Seth. In the meantime, you should keep an eye out in Lanar. After about an hour of frantic texting, you slowly start to calm down and try to get back to bed. You need to keep your guard up and start to keep an eye on who you're talking to. They might just be Seth. You woke up with a headache, but decided to ignore it for now. As you got dressed, the headache subsided and you went about your day. I had better get some potions ready. Okay, so I managed to prep a couple of potions. Might as well chill out the florist for now. I'm pretty sure it's still closed. God damn it. Bookstore, still closed. Cafe. Is Quill still around today? Quill is eating alone in a corner. I'm just passing by. Ta-ta. Because I think today, I want to spend more time with Lyle. Actually, I know Asham will be over at Mary's bar, I believe. Table for 1. I'm gonna leave for now. Riverside, is there anything going on? Nothing. Town Square, nothing else to see. Clothes shop? Lion? Hey, Lyle. You working today?
Just got off the clock, actually.
You wanna hang?
Oh, I I'd love to.
Oh, well, I guess I get to harass him some more. But if that's the case, like, I might as well just do this to Asham. Hey, lover boy, wanna spend some time together? Good. Shall we move then? I've been planning to take you to the bookstore. Heard they're having a sale today. Right, perfect. And now, mystery book. Oh, I think I have this already, but it's always nice to have a backup copy. Thank you. I've got to keep bribing him, honey pops. Did you make this yourself? Thank you so much. Well, let's see. Anything I want to talk about? Oh, the Whispering Globe? Why not? The Whispering Globe in the principal's office? Yes, I know about it. Do you know that the only way he could have such a globe is by hunting down banshees? When male sirens mature into adulthood, they have a chance of becoming banshees, birds able to predict death but are unable to intervene. Frustrated, they let out their shrill screams to express their agony. Some runes can entrap those screams and predictions, encasing the soul of those banshees into the globe. Good date! 5 love points of Lyle. I mean, awesome. God damn. Your room. Rest for tonight? Nah, yeah, I wanna go torture my boyo Lyle. I keep forgetting that he's over here instead. Let's go, Lyle, and I'm gonna grab his shoulder.
I'm trying to convince the school to provide bigger shirts. I'm not sure my wardrobe will last until graduation. I keep ripping my shirts around the arms and chest area.
All right. What if I grab your leg again? What if I grab your leg again?
Pike said I have powerful legs. The kids and I sometimes go racing in the water together.
All right. What about your head? I want to pet you.
Head pats? Careful now. Can you reach me from there? Hold on. I'll kneel down for you.
Wonderful date. Gained 10 love points of Lyle. Nice. All right. I don't know which route I'm actually like going down. Please, Lady Core, just take my offer. You don't have to keep living like this.
No, I'm still... You don't know what you're asking for, little one.
Neither did you. By the looks of it, was this what you envisioned when you tried to save humanity?
Being a god always had its price. So, I admit, this was not the price I envisioned. You think too kindly of men. You're beginning to sound like Ivar. He also warned me not to tread this path. However, I disregarded him, thinking he was biased due to his past.
Ivar?
The Witch of Beauty.
You mean Ivar the misandrist?
Such an ill-fitting name. Did you know he was formerly known as the Witch of Abundance? I much prefer that name.
Yeah, well, his current name seems to suit him just fine.
Only to those in ignorance. It's not that he hates men. He's just cautious. And for good reason.
He wiped out 2 countries in the Dead Zone War and turned men into walking flower bouquets. What kind of reasonable excuse is that?
A painful and emotional one. Please, don't blame Ivar so. Back when he was a child, he used to rid off famine with a snap of his fingers, growing all kinds of fruits and vegetables for people in need. And the people were grateful, erecting temples and honorific statues to worship him. Things were fine, but sadly, Ivar was beautiful.
Isn't beauty a good thing?
Not when it drives people mad. Not when it caused people to taint him.
No! Don't tell me it's what I think it is. Oh God, I feel horrible for Ivar. Holy frick!
Taint him. The men were bewitched by his beauty. They did things I'd rather not say. When Io and I found him, it was too late. After his begging fell on deaf ears, he finally had enough and made his first bouquet. As he grew, his disdain for men slowly healed, especially after his son was born. But then, that bliss was short-lived, as he too was ensnared by Ivar's beauty after becoming of age. It is then that Ivar discovered his curse. Men would always find him irresistible, even his own flesh and blood. Slowly but surely, they would be obsessed with him, driven mad with lust. They simply can't help it. It's his allure. Even after using the strongest disillusionment spells and traveling far away, they still find him, and Ivar has to experience the horror of fighting off his sons all over again. It was then he knew he had a choice to make: kill off all his sons or make them his immortal slaves. He chose the latter. Why? Because that's how he loves. He can't bear to kill his kin, but he can't stay with them either. And having a headless doll is his compromise? As I said, Ivar is a difficult man. It would have been easier if he chose to not have any children at all, but Ivar loves love. He wants a family of his own, a wife to hold, a daughter to send down the altar, a son to nurture into a man, even if they have no choice in the matter. Whatever he does, there's always a reason. Even the Dead Zone War, Io heard it was more of you humans doing than his. After they taunted him with his daughter's severed head, Ivar simply wanted this war to stop. He might be excessive, deciding to kill any non-witch in the area, but you can't say he didn't get the job done. Well then, what about you? Me? You taught humans magic so they can defend themselves against witches. A noble cause, sure. And now those humans trapped you here, only to be drained for ink like a dairy cow. If you can excuse Ivar's murder spree in his past, shouldn't you let yourself do the same? They betrayed your trust. It's only fair that you return the favor. I'm not like Ivar. I see the good in all. I acknowledge the ability to change. I don't hold grudges as he does. You're not a god, Kor. You're only depicted as one. You're no savior either. You're just a glorified sacrifice. Stop saving others and save yourself for a change. Be happy! And since when are you so interested in my happiness, little one? Aren't you only interested in my power? I am. But it's not just that anymore. Talking to you here, listening to your stories. I don't believe in karma, or that good things will happen to good people, but surely you deserve better. I can help you break free. There's a bonding ritual under the blood moon that can... Better. You honestly think bonding myself to you is better? To rid of my flesh and be your shadow until the end of time? Well, at least you wouldn't be trapped in this damn prison for all eternity. Come on. Come with me, Kor. Let us bond. I won't even use your power at this point. Just let me help you. Please. I'll think about it. And then days later, she bonded, right here, under the gaze of the red-lit moon. Io stared at the skylight near the altar. Her eyes appeared dimmer than usual. And then, they left me here, all alone. Io. Was it their selfishness that swayed her? That and their silver tongue? Or perhaps their youth? Why? Why did she leave me? Tears fell from her eyes, tears that resembled stardust, dripping into her pitch-black cracks. Io. You knew this. Lion's diary made it clear that they bonded still. Reading it and actually seeing it to be true are two different things. Kor leaving this place and damning Ignia with an ink shortage, Io being left alone, Lion in a coma. One choice led to so much despair. It's all too much to take, and yet you can hardly react. What can you say? You'd give anything to comfort Io right now, but it's not your words or touch she wishes to embrace. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter now. It's in the past. What matters now is the future. Have you come to your decision? Remember, once you've made your bed, you must lie in it and face the decision head on. Everything will change from this point forward. So what is your choice, little one?
I need to... Killing her is definitely going to be a mercy. But I want to give her more than just a mercy. I'll kill the headmaster.
Then I'll cut this dream short. Please, push him into my waters. Don't worry, he won't die. I'll make sure of it.
Do I have to kill you for your heart? Or, I don't know, help you?
No, this is my vengeance to fulfill. All you have to do is watch. Once he's in my waters, my heart would rise up to your arms.
And then you'll die.
And then I'll die. But my legacy lives on with my people, forever inside their dreams.
That's one way to look at it, at least. Is there anything you want me to do for you? Before you die, I mean.
You've done plenty. Although, I do appreciate it if you can comfort my son. Ivar will be more heartbroken than he leads on. He likes you, you know? I'm afraid my son doesn't have many friends to seek comfort from.
Gee, I wonder why.
He likes that sarcasm of yours too, even if he says otherwise. Farewell, my death-scented visitor. You are, and will always be, my favorite human.
With a gentle shove, he'll dunk you in the water, wake you up from your dream. See, Ivar, it was that easy. Just splash water in my face. You didn't need to kill me. God damn it, Ivar. With no minute to spare, you immediately ran to the other boys' room, telling them about your decision.
So, it's finally come to this. We're finally murdering someone in the name of friendship.
I didn't expect this to be funnier.
On the bright side, at least we know that our friendship can withstand the test of time.
Yes, there isn't anything quite as bonding as murder to solidify one's friendship, is there? I can't tell if you guys are being truthful or sarcastic. Oh no, we're completely invested in this, darling. What decent friendship breaks with just the mere act of taking a life? If you haven't found someone who would kill for you, dear, then that's on you. The group nodded simultaneously at that, and you didn't know if you were wary or jealous with their bond. The best of friends are the ones who would burn the world for you, not try to reason with you. Agree to disagree. Also, can you guys stop saying the word murder? We're not actually killing a man, just as much as I wish it was. Well, actually, you know what? This is better. This is better. So, like, my conscience is clear from the fact that I'm not murdering anyone. But also, this is a fate much worse than death.
Shoving him to a watery grave? Forcing him to live out his entire immortal life in an endless nightmare?
Now, think of it as we're giving this man his much-deserved early retirement for all the services he has done. Services such as bleeding out a woman and entrapping her for centuries, not to mention supporting illegal siren hunting and taxidermy. Oh yeah! Like, I forgot that Asham really hates the headmaster, frick. Yeah, that works. I needed that. So, how are we going to do this anyway? Glad you asked. I planned 3 scenarios. Blunt, sneaky, and chaos. Take your pick. Ooh. I want to see how chaotic this can get. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh my god, I'm already on, like, the 8th page of this. Jesus Christ. Ooh, chaotic. Chaos, baby. Why go through all the theatrics? I say we use his siren obsession to good use. Let's entice him with the prospect of a loose siren in the fishing village and later push him into the waters as we make our voyage.
We can use pictures of that dear, handsome puppeteer. What was his name again?
Erwin.
Oh, so he is a siren!
The three of us are still debating that. He's got the looks for it, but not the voice.
Which is arguably the only thing that defines a siren.
If he ain't got the voice, then he ain't legit, bro. Simple as that.
I still think he's too pretty to be human. I refuse to admit a normal man can be that captivating.
We're getting off topic. Stop thinking about handsome men when we're planning a murder over here. Whatever we do, I just hope he doesn't get hurt. I know he technically deserves it for not doing anything about Core and letting her suffer, but...
Lion Vicamore Baker! The sound of your full name from Poppy's lips could only mean one thing. Death.
You turned around and saw Poppy's murderous gaze directed at you, while other professors, including the headmaster himself, were chasing after her in total disarray.
You! You're the one who caused my family such pain! You ruined my brother's life! Technically, I just provided the tools. I wasn't the one who gave the potion to Cove. Wait, you were the one behind Cove's drugging? I didn't think it would be this bad! What do you think would happen? It's a love potion! I know! I wanted the recipes! I don't think! I thought we've established this already! Nothing's happening under these dead eyes! Shut up. Did you think my brother's mind was a game for you? I'm going to kill you!
A large number of spectators lined up behind Poppy. Amidst the crowd, professors were frantically making their way towards the girl. Amongst them was the headmaster. He cracked his knuckles as if preparing for a long-winded fight. Poppy, don't. Calm yourself, Poppy.
I don't get paid enough for this.
Black whips emerged from the headmaster's fingertips, restraining the werewolf. Headmaster William tackled Poppy and reached for her head, trying to subdue her with a syringe in his hand. Poppy, forgive me. This is for your own good. Panicked, Poppy snarled as she bucked the headmaster off, throwing him off the bridge. The headmaster fell into the water with a scream, followed by a loud splash. Ah! Well, that's one problem solved, but now we got a werewolf! And here's another problem charging our way. Look out! Poppy broke out of her bindings and charged at you. Loud stomps reverberated on the cobblestone floor as she ran in full speed. Quill and Asham both formed a shield with their runes, but it quickly broke upon impact. Both of them are pushed aside, hitting the walls as Thane spread out his bat wings and pulled you up to safety. Poppy snarled as she channeled her rage at Asham and Quill. Seeing your friends in trouble, you used your runes. You aimed at Poppy, hoping to trap her in a ring of fire. And not a second after, a tall wall of blue flames rose, blocking Poppy away from Asham and Quill. Lion, stop! You'll ruin your hands again! It's not me! Someone else had beaten you from casting the rune. Looking to the side, you could see Miss Hedwin had drawn a fire rune on her forehead. The rune on her forehead glowed as bright as the blue flame, which then shifted into a ball of water, fully encasing Poppy as she struggled in her wolf form. Poppy, stop this now! Think of the rest of your family! Do you really want your siblings to see you become a murderer? Your nieces? Your nephews? You know the laws in Copier don't apply here. If you maul this student, we will kill you in reprimand. Think of your mother. No parent should bury their children this close to one another. With a loud snarl, Poppy shifted back to her human form as the ball of water got smaller and smaller. Before evaporating completely, Poppy was dragged closer to Dietrich, who covered her back with her clothes to protect her modesty. Poppy sobbed as she curled into a ball and let her small figure be swallowed in Dietrich's arms. It's not fair. They ruined his life. It's not fair! I know. Also, crying on my shirt will cost you a minimum of 10 gold. I just had this dry cleaned. Despite her despair, Poppy actually laughed at that. Dietrich's reply had caught her off guard. You're horrible, Dietrich. I know. Satisfied with Poppy's smile, Dietrich then turned to Hedwin, who tilted his head. Heads, you got this, right? You're sober? Sober enough. I'll deal with this, Dietrich.
Go and let her rest.
Sleep. With one word, Poppy fell into slumber. Her head leaned into Dietrich's chest as he stood up and carried her away. Furla?
Yes, quite the useful rune, isn't it? Now please, make your way down here. Thane, Lion?
Oh, right. Thane flew down and put you back on the ground gently as he tucked his wings into his back. The bone snapped in with a loud crack.
Awesome!
That's still Headwind.
Awesome. Quill, are you two alright? I think I broke my ass.
Don't be a drama queen, Quill. We're fine. Nothing a few healing salves can fix.
Good. You, Lion?
Miss Headwood slapped you across the face. The back of her cold metallic hand hit you squarely on your cheek as you winced in pain.
That's for messing around with Asmodia and tearing apart a family.
I'm sorry, okay? Like, I got a quest, alright? And the quest told me to give the potion. I knew it was highly illegal, but I was not even compensated fairly. Okay, yes, I now have all the recipes I needed, but I'm just wondering, was it even worth it? Before you could apologize, Headwind stroked the top of your head and brushed the dust off your shoulders.
And this is for having to deal with an adult werewolf who should have known better.
Thank you? Did I just get hit pats from a nun?
Is that a question? I think I deserve a proper thank you. I did just use a room when I clearly liked all the limbs to do so.
Right. Thank you, Miss Headwind. I mean it. And for the record, I really wasn't thinking when I handed Nina that potion.
You're an idiot, but we've established that already. Probably the cause of one too many Dreadmorts. But really, you really need to love yourself better, dear. But I guess that's rich coming from someone like me.
We sincerely apologize for all the mess, Miss Headwind.
Also, what will become of Miss Poppy? I'm afraid we'll have to fire her and deport her back to Copier, as Ignia's laws against werewolves are quite clear. No werewolf is allowed to transform unless in self-defense. It doesn't help that you are still a student and thus considered a child of Ignia, meaning you're under the church's protection and is not to be harmed, especially by a teacher. And despite Asmodia being a very questionable potion, it's not illegal to brew or sell. So I believe Poppy is still in the wrong, even if she's got solid reasons.
Apologize to Poppy?
Can I still come and talk to her at least? To apologize?
Oh, you sweet summer child, do you really think she wants to see you right now?
No?
No, dude. Also, I don't think I want to see a repeat of that. That was too many fangs and claws for comfort.
Your friend's alright. If you want to apologize, then stay away from her, Lion. You've already done enough. You should return to your dorms. Master William and I will deal with this. I'm sure he's swimming to the shore right now.
Actually, Miss Headwind, I don't think I've seen the headmaster coming out of the water.
What?
Miss Headwind swiftly peered over the bridge, looking for the headmaster. When she saw no signs of life, she cursed under her breath and ran back to the gates. Kepler, contact the church! We have a problem! Once Miss Headwind was out of sight, you saw two jellyfishes carrying a green gem floating closer. They deposited the gem into your palms.
Is that
the witch's heart? Damn, we should hurry to Lion before anyone sees the thing. I can hear the students running up this way.
Let's hurry then. Classes should be halted after this fiasco. Students will flood all over the campus.
Then what are we waiting for? Come on! You ran through a horde of students as they asked you about what happened. Quill cast a wind rune as we pushed through the crowd and ran towards the pier before the teachers could react. As soon as you arrived in your doppelganger's presence, you could see a strong sadness painted on Asham's face. He fiddled with his hands as he didn't seem to know what to do with them. All his usual air of confidence and haughtiness seemed to have evaporated once his eyes landed on Lion. Are you sure this will work?
No, but it had an effect last time and that's good enough for now. I know this might just be me talking out of my ass, but have you tried the old true love's kiss and all that? Thane, I know you're naive, but even you should realize how ludicrous that sounds.
Agreed. Besides, I don't think either of us are their true love.
Oh?
Quill quirked an eyebrow at Osham, clearly not expecting that answer. What? Even if I was their true love, I don't think I reciprocate those feelings anymore. Well, no use talking about it. God damn. Tricky. Have Osham inserted. Osham, you weren't there the last time when Lion woke up, were you? Oh, no. I believe I excused myself before that. Do you want to do the honors this time? I do, actually. You pulled the gem out of your pockets. It glowed bright green, pulsing warmly as you could hear the soft thrum of a heartbeat. Osham held the gem gently in his palm before hovering it over Lion. The gem's light blinded the room before fully dissolving into your doppelganger's chest. Unlike the first gem, this gem's effect was immediate. Your doppelganger sat up as they glanced awkwardly over the room. Lion? Quill asked hopefully, as both Osham and Thane were both still shaken, taking one step back from the bed. You look like shit, Quill. Wait, Lion! Are you really okay? Thane, did you just get laid or something? You look good for once. Fed. Lion? Osham, I'm so sorry. Before you could get a word in, your doppelganger's body fell back to the bed with a loud thump. Body limp, but still breathing as their chest rose and dipped at a steady pace. Lion? Lion! Osham shook your doppelganger's shoulders as they returned to their deep slumber. We need more hearts. Just 2 more. Well, we've made it this far. Might as well commit, right? We have to. Calmer now, Osham swept his hair back as he turned his attention to Quill. Quill, what do you know about the last 2 purebloods? One's hot as hell, and one's a psychopath. Quill? What? You asked, I answered. I'm gifted, not omniscient. Maybe we should wait it out. I mean, it worked out last time, right? I'd rather not leave our friend's survival to fate. You've talked to Ivar once or twice now, right, Lion? Any hints on where he's hiding? I mean, it's a garden, and there are ruins of Eo's old place of worship. Still too vague, but he does seem to frequent your dreams. Maybe we can use the Inval rune and intrude Lion's mind. Wait, what? Hell no! Also? Can you guys leave Ivar be for a sec? I know the guy's no saint, but... Well, Eo was his mother, and she just died. Can we give him a break? You want to give Ivar, the man who wiped out 2 countries, killed over 1 million people, a break? Yeah? Lion, I know you're a softie, but... Please, just one day, you gave her heart willingly. Maybe Ivar would do the same. Well, I don't know what exactly transpired between you and Eo, Lion. I do know that Ivar is nothing like the Witch of Fantasy. I know, and I know the guy probably caused a lot of grief too. But he just lost his mother. You all have unhealthy mommy or daddy issues. Can't you guys just be a bit more sympathetic? Shit, dude. Did you have to put it like that? I hate it when you make a sound argument. What do you propose we do? Nothing. Just don't look into him for a while. Please, just give him 1 day of grieving. 1 day of grieving. That's all I ask. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna take a nap. Ivar? As soon as you slipped into your bed, you cover yourself with the sheets, hoping sleep would carry you quickly to Ivar. He was an asshole, but he still just lost a mother, and technically, it was by your hand. You couldn't help feeling a bit guilty at that. Your guilt only grew as you saw Ivar in one corner of the garden, shoveling a shallow grave as a tiny dimmed jellyfish flew its way towards, before sinking down unceremoniously into the hole, as if accepting its fate. A single tear ran down Ivar's cheek, and all you could think of is, God, came to see your handiwork? Are you proud? One of you have slain my daughter, and you, my mother. My, what horrible sins you vile things have committed. He hissed the words at you, hands twitching as vines started to slither beneath his feet. Seeing all that, you apologize. I'm sorry. Without hesitation, you bowed your head in anguish. You couldn't imagine what it would feel like to lose a daughter and a mother. But you had lost a sister. The anger you felt towards that truck driver. The sheer hatred towards yourself for letting it happen. The rage and guilt. It was enough to kill a man. But still, perhaps because you'd felt that gnawing despair, you didn't want Ivar to suffer through it alone. Ivar didn't say a word, but you could hear him making long strides towards you. You closed your eyes as Ivar wrapped his long, deft fingers around your neck, fearing the worst. But the pressure you expected on your neck never materialized. Instead, soft fingers caressed your cheek, wiping your fearful tear away. Thank you. Huh? The stars of Judas must have tortured her. No one is meant to be all-knowing. At least she died with you fulfilling her last wish. That's more than I, her own son, could do. The runes in her prison were just too intricate, too fickle for me to break through. So you knew. Did you ever try to break her out of there? Many times. Both in the land of dreams and in the waking world. The old priests were meticulous. No witch can get in or out. Perhaps it's fitting. In the end, we both couldn't be for each other at our time of need. I'm sorry for your loss. Also, is that grave for her? Yes. This creature was a piece of her, because someone did not think to bring her heart to me. I thought you weren't mad at me! I never said that. I can be both grateful and enraged, simultaneously. In fact, I previously thought of many creative ways to torture you. Briars escaping through your nostrils and eardrums for once. Long barbed tendrils climbing their way out of your stomach, piercing through your esophagus. You took a step back at that, but Ivar held your wrist, keeping you in place. But you came here willingly, to comfort me, and such good deeds ought to be rewarded. Especially since my kin aren't able to bring me any similar succor. He looked around to see Ivar's sons all continuing their own business, tending to the garden or serving tea. So some seemed to eye you and Ivar sheepishly. I approached them. You tried to get close to one of them, but Ivar held you in place, tugging at your wrist, twisting it slightly. Ow! It hurts! Then don't make me have to hurt you. Don't come near my sons. I'm saying this for your own good. What do you mean for my own good? I can hear them, you know. My children, and all those people I've encased in a prison of bloom. Some of their thoughts, well, why don't you hear it for yourself? What? A flower bloomed on Ivar's hand. He tucked it behind your ear, and then you could hear it. Dad, I want to hold you. I need to defile you. Father! Vile, shameful thoughts from all the humanoid flower beings around you. I want to touch him. I want to defile him. Father, let me comfort you. Let me hold you. I need to hold you. You could hear it, the depraved whispers of Ivar's sons wanting to defile their own father. What is this? You winced as you felt bile rising in your throat. A wave of disgust overwhelmed you as you felt their unhealthy obsession choking the air out around you. Disgusting.
isn't it? This is what I hear all day. My own sons wanting to touch me, getting their seeds on my orifice. There are no tears for their grandmother, no sympathy or sadness, just obscene lust. I should kill them, maim them until there's nothing left for such depravity. But how could I? I couldn't even do it the first time.
Memories start to fill your vision. Image of a younger Ivar with long, wavy hair. Cheeks wet with tears as he was pinned down by another boyish, blonde beauty. A young man with eerily similar eyes to both Lyle and Ivar. Another son. A son whose face soon distorted into a pale bouquet of flowers as Ivar reached out to him with trembling hands. As if doubtful of his decision, even when he was clearly within grounds to defend himself. Legs bent almost to his ear, and an unwanted hand exploring his bare chest.
If I couldn't kill them when they pinned me to the bed, trying to have their way with me, what makes you think I can kill them now when they're basically powerless?
Ivar. Your eyes welled up. Ivar's memories and feelings overwhelmed you. Somehow you could feel it. His despair, his anger, his doubt.
I never asked to be born this way, to entice men, especially my own kin. I never wished for power, immortality, nor do I even need beauty. All I ever wanted was a family. A daughter to walk down the aisle. A son to guide as he grows from a boy into a man. A mother who would become a grandmother, surrounded by a rowdy grandchildren. Yet, all of that is nothing but an unattainable fantasy.
Ivar. Ask for a permission to hug. Can I hug you? I mean, would you be comfortable with that?
Come. You're warm.
You smell like the sun. Perhaps you're more of a sunflower than a peony.
Please stop talking about turning me into a flower while you're holding me.
About 2 minutes passed before Ivar let you go. He took the flower tucked into your ear, and it crumbled to dust in his grasp. Wait, is this why you were so cruel to your boys? So they won't... You know. Ivar nodded at your realization. His confirmation made your stomach churn. Tried to contain them to the best of my abilities. I never have the heart to abort my children, neither sons nor daughters. I do what must be done to deter my sons from me. However, only Lyle seems to retain that fear to adulthood. Gilf wavered as well, but he too faltered. So his love to Lyle remains pure and true. Lyle, however, is my beacon of hope. My golden child, if you will. The mere mention of my name brings fear and disgust, shaking his very core. Most fathers would be insulted. Yet, it gives me nothing but utter joy. Does that mean your curse is fading? That or I'm getting old. My magic weakening. I'm content with both. And Lyle, he doesn't know about any of this. No, I made sure of it. I blocked some of his powers. He could hear the thoughts of some of my creations, but not all. I still grant him the ability to hear his brothers and some lesser ones. But he will never hear his brothers' debauchery, the sickness oozing from their baser instincts. No, let him delude himself of kind brothers and a tyrannical father. It's better than possessive lovers trying to get rid of their competition. You've never actually I turned them into flowers before any of them could defile themselves like that. But why bouquets? My firstborn liked to make bouquets when he was little. It was the first thing that came to mind. I'm sorry. I am too. An awkward silence stretched between you two. Ivar took his time to bury the jellyfish in its final resting place. He worked with a small shovel, gently covering the creature in dirt. A single sprout marked the finished grave. I won't use magic on this one. I want to see it grow on its own pace. Living a simple, natural life. Something very few of us witches can do. You nodded at that, sympathizing with him a bit. The grass is always greener on the other side. I think she would like that. I hope so too. Thank you for being here with me today. It's the least I can do. Perhaps in your world, but here, your kindness is what only angels are capable of. And kindness ought to be repaid. A red rose blossomed on Ivar's palm. He offered it to you, and you felt like it was different from his other flowers so far. More alive. If you are ever in trouble, tear the petals away. I will immediately come to your aid. My aid? Seth is toying with you. I can practically smell him on you. He's close. And I doubt your group of pretty boys can handle him. So you'll save me. I'll aid you. Whether that will be enough to save you from Seth or not, I'm not sure. Aren't you an all-powerful witch? I am, but so is he. Our last fight ended in a draw, leaving permanent damages on both of us. Who knows what will happen the next time we meet? Huh. You're really wary of this Seth guy, huh? You should be too. But perhaps your dumb luck with my kind has made you cocky. That's worked so far, right? You tucked the flower away in your back pocket. You still didn't fully trust Ivar. But you know better than to ignore any help you can get, even if it was from another witch. I still think you should tell Lyle about his grandma someday. Someday, perhaps. But not today. Today, I'm just glad to be hated by him another day. One day, he'll understand. I doubt it. But I'm satisfied for now. I'm happy to see that he has made some good friends along the way. He said that last part while staring directly at you. His gaze flustered you a bit, so you whipped your head around to avoid his eyes. If your actions disappointed him, he made sure not to show it on his face. I'll return you to the waking world now. Come visit me again anytime. I would if I don't have to die every time I try to wake up. Perhaps we could skip the roughhousing for today. Now, with a harsh shove on your forehead, your body sagged down as it fell through a dark abyss. You woke up without pain this time, not the fear and dread you usually associated with Ivar's visits. So you were a bit flustered by the large and stocky brunette looming over you. You gaped at Lyle, who was gently wiping away sweat off your brow. Lyle? You were twisting and turning in your sleep. I was afraid you had a fever or something. Thanks. I'm alright. Just a bad dream. Oh, well, if you aren't feeling your best, you should stay in and rest for the day. I think classes are cancelled for the next 3 days to deal with the current crisis. There's no official announcement yet, though. Nothing is set in stone yet. I think Miss Headwind is assigned as the temporary headmaster for now. Unless the church assigns someone else for the job. Personally, I think she'll do great. So long as she doesn't get high on the job, that is. Amen to that. There are other issues besides the headmaster, though. Oh? A couple of kids from the village have gone missing. Oh no. Oh no, that's Seth. That is Seth's doing for show. Mostly from the orphanage, but now kids from other families have gone missing too. What? All at the same time? No, it's been going on for a while now, but at first, it was just the older kids from the orphanage. Margaret said that happened sometimes. Kids wanted to make it on their own. They usually return in a few weeks. But then younger kids from other homes have also gone missing, so people are finally getting worried. I see. And no one's helping.
Well, I did ask the headmaster for help, and he said he'd relay that to the church. Well, now that he's gone.
Damn, it's the consequences of my actions again. Also, I am pretty sure the headmaster is doing jack diddly for any of this. Like, honestly, like there have been so many crises happening around the school, and the headmaster only ever acts if the school is in jeopardy. Nothing else. Nothing else. The headmaster, like, doesn't do a thing. So I'm glad he's gone. Maybe me and the boys can help. At least we can ask around and maybe help unravel this mystery.
Yeah, I would like that, actually.
Okay, let's go and ask them over breakfast, shall we? You and Lyle headed to the dining hall to have breakfast together. The hall was abuzz with students chattering about left and right. Word about the sudden disappearances and presumptions of their headmaster's death.
He can't be dead, can he? Not this way, at least. I know. Everyone would think he'd die in a fight or at least of his old wounds. Drowning, though? I mean, I know he uses a cane, but...
Attention, students! Miss Hedwig shouted with a noticeable quiver in her voice. It was raw and shaky, as if she had been crying all night.
I'm sad to announce that our headmaster's whereabouts are still unclear. Representatives from the church have begun their own investigation starting last night, continuing on throughout today. You're still allowed to roam around the lake, however, be careful not to bother any of them. Meanwhile, I have been stationed as the temporary headmaster until further notice. Why they chose me? God knows, really.
Miss Hedwin popped about 6 pills right in front of the entire student body. Dietrich loudly kicked her shin and cleared his throat as if to say behave.
Oh, yes. Due to the current circumstances, classes will be cancelled for the next 3 days. So that doesn't mean there's no work to be done. Anyone willing to help with our headmaster's search will be very much welcomed. Also, there have been a few kidnapping cases in the nearby fishing village. I know it's not our jurisdiction to deal with missing children. However, since the church is still preoccupied with sweeping the lake and finding our headmaster, I would suggest you kids to aid the village in other ways. Provide comfort and absolution for our closest neighbors. That is all. Please continue about your day.
Yeah, Miss Hedwin! Miss Hedwin sat back down, and right away, the student body erupted into loud chatter. See, look, Miss Hedwin, right? First day on the job, okay? Immediately lets all students know what's going on, okay? Like, everything that's going on, what they need to know, okay? And she immediately, like, tells them that, hey, you know, we would really appreciate some help if you could aid in the, like, search for the headmaster. Screw that man, by the way. And also, we're gonna need some help over at Lena. Immediately! Headmaster hasn't done jack diddly throughout the entire visual novel, and I'm getting way too worked up about this. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's done some things, okay? But screw that man! Miss Hedwin sat back down, and right away, student body erupted into loud chatters.
She's a nervous wreck, huh? Perhaps we would be too if we were assigned suddenly to her position. Well, I know I would at least try to cope without the drugs. Still, at least she basically gave us the green light to go around as we please. Should help us a lot, won't it, Lyle?
Lyle nodded as he looked at you and smiled.
So, the 3 of you will help me out in the village?
Of course. Honestly, it's a shame that the church hadn't intervened sooner. Screw you, Mr. William!
Really? You're really surprised about that?
Thane was hinting at the fact that the Ignian church had imprisoned Kor and Eo for centuries.
Point taken. Am I missing something here?
Ah, no, nothing you and your rippling pectorals should worry about, Lyle.
Now, shall we make our way to Lena?
When you arrived at the village, you noticed that everything was in total disarray. Mothers and fathers yelling at each other for losing their children.
You were supposed to watch him! What kind of mother loses track of her own son?
Don't you dare judge me. It's not like you were any part of his life. Oh wait, oh my god, I got the voices mixed up. I was busy trying to keep the fridge full and our family fed. I did my part. And what about you? Plates and other pieces of tableware whizzed past you as you dodged left and right. Every house seemed to have their own issues right now. Everyone was clearly distressed. One woman, however, stood out for you. She was weeping around a young group of children. some of them were somewhat familiar to you.
What are we gonna do, miss? Steve's blind. What if he fell into the water and died? No, don't talk like that, Lilia. I'm sure Steve will be okay. Hopefully he's with Cece still. Margaret? Lyle!
Lyle ran towards Margaret. Margaret sobbed into his arms as you, Quill, and Thane, and Asham all stood awkwardly behind. Trying to smile as friendly as possible towards the kiddos, you clearly did not do a good job at it, as one kid went agape and screamed, "Who are these creepy men? Creepy?
Creepy? Don't you mean distinguished? Oh, he's just a rich asshole.
Kids! Kids! No! No cussing! One of the older kids were quick to pipe up once he picked up Quill's accent.
Shh, Leslie, they're here to help, right?
Pardon us, ma'am. We're from the Witch Hunting Academy. Lyle said that there have been cases of missing children around here.
Oh, yeah. At first, I thought they were just runaways. The older kids would sometimes rebel, make a show of it. They would escape the orphanage to prove a point or try to make something about themselves, but they would usually pop back in after a week or two. This time, however, the younger kids started to disappear into thin air almost every other night. Last night, we had 5 missing kids, including Steve, our youngest. He's blind and is always so well behaved. I don't know what would cause him to run away. Any leads? Well, Erwin's been getting into the thick of it. We've been welcoming enough, but the people are getting wary of him since he's an outsider and hangs out with the kids a lot. Kids, a good chunk of them now, have gone missing. It's not like anyone can make him talk. Leave it to us, ma'am. I'm sure it's nothing a quick Furla rune won't solve. Wait, you can bewitch him to talk?
Not exactly. It's more like we're going to make him write everything down and explain what he knows.
So you guys think he's a suspect? We hardly know the man to deduce anything, but he is a lead, ma'am. We're not pointing any fingers just yet, only looking for a point to start from. Where is the dude anyway? Perhaps up on the hills by the old church. He goes there sometimes in search for herbs.
Sounds about right.
Come on, let's try to figure this out.
All of you headed to the hills and found Erwin with Fia and Prim by his side? You immediately ran towards her, worried. Whatever mess had she gotten herself into this time? Fia? Prim?
Lion? What are you doing here? Shouldn't we be asking you that? Or are rendezvousing with mysterious older men a recurring episode in your daily life? As if! I'm not like you who screws anything that breathes, thank you very much. I volunteered to help out in the village. I was just being a good Ignian. Also, I don't have to serve detention if I help out, but that's neither here nor there. We're just here to help. I can't imagine what all these people are going through. Being poor on top of all this? Sheesh, I'm poor and I can't even function without stressing about money. Prim, you still have 100,000 in savings and stocks. Exactly! I'm 1 gold piece away from being completely destitute. What do you mean? Anyways, though, we found Erwin being ganged up on by a bunch of older gentlemen who thought he was behind the missing children case. Fia used the Furla rune on them and they walked away. Still abusing the rune, huh? What? It's better than me scorching up the place. Perhaps. However, are you sure you weren't helping the culprit instead? Why are you so sure on Erwin's innocence?
Fia and Prim shared a look at that, and a bead of sweat glided down her cheek as she avoided Quill's gaze. Ask Erwin directly. So, Erwin, kidnapped any kids lately?
Subtle? Please don't be so rude, Lion. I'm sorry, Mr. Erwin, sir, but are you the reason why the kids around here have gone missing?
Again, you don't find much difference between your question and Lyle's, but Lyle's mannerism seemed to humor Erwin a bit. Erwin smiled at Lyle's timidity. You wonder if Lyle would keep the politeness when confronted with an actual murderer.
Lay off him, he didn't do anything wrong.
And you would know because...
Please, Fia.
You know that pouting works on me every time. Both Erwin and Prim turned their heads towards Erwin. He gave them a nod, signaling his understanding at what was coming.
Sorry, Erwin. Erwin here is Prince Alexei's soulmate.
What? As in the Alexei? The vampire prince? Blood-sucking douchebag Alexei?
The one and only. Sorry for all the secrecy.
Wait, you can talk?!
I can sing too, but so does any siren. We are known for our voice after all.
So you are a siren, not a witch.
My, are you a free siren then? This is the first time I see a siren roaming about without a bejeweled collar.
Quill, show some respect.
It's alright. Yeah, I'm a free siren. Mostly because I've been pretending to be mute all my life.
Wait, so you've never talked before?
I have, but only in the presence of people I trust. None of you fit in that category. However, Miss Fia here has an extraordinary proficiency with the Furler rune. She forced me to talk.
Before you all look at me like that, I just wonder if the Furler rune could make him talk. That's my sister! That's my girl!
I didn't think he'd actually talk. If that were the case, then perhaps you shouldn't have yelled out, and I quote,
"Spill out all your secrets, bitch."
Again, I am so sorry.
So wait, you saved him and then bullied him? Don't judge her too much. You know how bitchy Fia can be sometimes.
I'm working on it.
Regardless, you're a siren, and the vampire princess intended. There's quite a target on your back.
I'll say, the soulmate's pull is hard to fight. If they bond, then Alexei's immortality will be limited to Erwin's mortal age. No wonder he wants to get rid of you. I know. I've been trying to find an herb for a potion that could sever these soulmate ties, but I can't find that elusive flower anywhere. And I've run out of time.
What do you mean you've run out of time?
The vampires are hot on my heels. I've seen the Valbloods fly around this place. There's also the issue with the villagers' disdain towards me. Sorry about that. They've been welcoming to me. I think they're just scared. No one likes an outsider. It's not your sin to atone for, though. Especially you. I'm sure you've experienced a fair number of discrimination yourself.
Erwin's arms morphed into a pair of glowing angel-like wings. Feathers grew from his neck and around his face as he transformed into some sort of avian.
Those wings. You're blessed. Yet another reason why I must remain in hiding.
You're lucky the headmaster hadn't caught wind of you. He would have mounted your head on top of a fireplace.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Your former headmaster was an infamous siren hunter. He's hunted plenty of my kind, young and old.
You couldn't help but approach the strange creature before you, stroking his wings as they somehow glowed brighter under your touch. As soon as you put your fingers on his soft, goose-like feathers, all of your remaining wounds and scars instantly disappeared. Erwin flashed you a soft smile as he let you explore his wings. Can I explore more than his wings?
Touch me to your heart's content. My feathers heal all wounds, in and out. You'll need to be in tip-top shape for later.
For later?
Things are not right here. A witch is amongst the villagers.
Oh my god, we're playing werewolves!
A witch? Are they the one behind the children's disappearance? Yes. That's a bold proclamation. Any suspects in mind, or is this all just speculation? There is someone I had my eyes on, though perhaps I was a bit early in passing my judgment.
Who was your suspect?
At first, I had my eyes on Steve, the blind kid. I know witches have odd eyes. The fact he had his covered was far too convenient. But then I saw him talking to a tall figure with the other children before disappearing completely. He was sobbing before being whisked away to thin air.
The tall figure is kind of vague. Was it a man or a woman?
It was at night. I couldn't see their face, but they were thin and white.
White?
Literally, all white, pallid looking, as pale as snow, yet ethereal, almost like an angel or an imitation of one. I think whoever took Steve that night could be the culprit behind all this. Though, of course, the villagers who attacked me didn't believe my claims. Apparently, I've overstayed my welcome.
Erwin spread his wings wide before leaping into the air. A gust of wind hit your face as you saw Erwin's majestic figure hovering in the sky.
I'll be taking my leave now. Things have gone far too sour here for my liking. I wish you well, Lyle. I've always liked how your body looked like, especially when you're drenched in sweat.
Erwin, now's not the time to get horny for Lyle. Get horny for me. Come on. Erwin wings as Lyle covered his chest instinctively like a shy maiden. All of you watched in a daze as Erwin cut through the sky almost like he was flying straight into the sun. He's not actually flying directly into the sun, right? Give it a moment. Afraid you were going to see Erwin turn into roast chicken, you kept your eyes glued. All of you sighed in relief as Erwin drifted sideways, heading to the coast and away from the campus. He's good! Well, I'm glad that's over. Shall we head back now, or do you want to talk with the townsfolk some more? I have no idea. You know what? Actually, with all of us here, it should be much easier. You should ask around. I'm thinking of asking the other villagers here and see if we can get a lead on that mysterious figure. It's very vague. Erwin basically just described every generic adult here. Or a very tall teen. Can't dismiss the teens. Which makes our search even broader. Man, how fun. Perhaps we can split up to ease the load. Looks like Beefcake here has some brains. Rem and I will take the hill since we're already here. Quill? Oh, well, I firmly believe that exercise is not actually good for you, and it's all just a placebo, so I'll be talking to those people right over there. Quill pointed to a nearby row of homes right across the stream. Thane and I will ask around the shopping district. I'm close to some of them, and I believe Thane is a frequent customer of the butchers there. You bet I am. Sometimes they would even let me have a whole jar of elk blood for free. I'll take the docks. The villagers are kind, but some of the fishermen aren't too welcoming of outsiders. Best if I handled it. Aren't you also an outsider? Yes, but Pike has shown me around. They'll accept me. If not, well, I'm used to being ostracized. Where is Pike anyway? Probably in the docks. He's the type to ignore his issues by burying himself into work. That makes sense. Well, I guess it leaves the orphanage. I'm good with kids. I'm sure I can get them to talk. Regroup at the village at 6? Sounds like a plan. You all went your separate ways and explored the village. When you arrived at the orphanage, you were immediately greeted by the loud, cheery noises of kids running around and playing with each other. At least they still have their spirits up. Hey, aren't you Lyle's friend? What are you doing here? Two young kids, probably no older than 5, walked up to you and tugged at your pants. Oh, yeah, Lyle's friend. My name's Lion. I'm just here to ask about Steve. Do you know where he went? Steve? Auntie Maggie said he went on a walk. It's a long walk, though. Huh. This kid can barely get all his sentences out. I might have to ask the older children. They're probably inside. Okay, well, I'm going to talk to the others, okay? You two don't mind me coming in, do you? No, everyone's welcome to the orphanage. That's what Maggie says. Can everyone come in and out of the orphanage as they like? Yeah, Maggie never locks the door. Sometimes you get adopted in the middle of the night. Heck! That's how Ulfa got adopted. No wonder kids are missing from here left and right. No locks and midnight adoptions? That's odd. Better not think too much about it for now. They're young. That might be unreliable. He decided to enter and got into interviewing the children. Oh, okay. What about these folks? Who are you? I'm Lion, a friend of Lyle's. Oh, where's Lyle? Is he going to help us find Steve? He sure is. In fact, he's looking for him right now. We all are, actually. Do you remember when's the last time you saw him? We saw him at dinner and at curfew, but then he was gone. We thought he wanted to go to the bathroom, but he never came back. He'll come back, right? Unlike the other kids, Steve would always stay close. We'll find him. Don't worry. Okay. Right, what about you?
1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. I guess we'll need one less plate since Steve's not around. Where are you, you little troublemaker?
Hey there, setting up the table?
Huh? Who are you?
Don't worry. I'm a friend of Lyle's. I'm looking for Steve too.
Are you? I don't want to be fooled again.
What do you mean fooled again?
The adults. They're hiding something. I can hear them talk amongst themselves sometimes. They all act kind and sweet, and then they all get frazzled and weepy. Sometimes I feel like they're an entirely different person. Are all people here like that? Well, no. Mostly the older ones, but sometimes Mrs. Margaret and Mr. Pike will stare out and stare blankly. It's scary. The kids in the library act that way too sometimes. The quieter ones. Mrs. Margaret says that it's just because some people like to talk and others don't. I don't think so.
I mean, she has a point, and the older ones could also have dementia. You know that?
Don't patronize me. I know what I saw. If you don't believe me, then why are you even asking anything in the first place?
The girl pouted and ignored you. Well, I'm genuinely sorry. That's not something I would have said. Two of the older kids, maybe in their early teens, could be seen preparing a stew together.
Did Mrs. Margaret say anything about Steve?
Nothing new yet. I'm getting worried.
Why do we find him floating in the river or something?
I mean, he does like to go play in the river alone.
But no, we shouldn't think like that.
She's right. You two need to stay optimistic.
What? Who are you?
I'm Lion. I'm a friend of Lyle's. I'm looking for Steve too. Hey, did you two notice anything strange about Steve before he went missing?
Strange? What do you mean by strange?
I don't know. Maybe they talk to themselves or something like that.
Huh. Well, in that case, every kid around here is a bit strange. Still too involved with their imaginary friends.
Imaginary friends?
Yeah, a lot of the younger kids have imaginary friends.
Any that keeps popping up?
Well, there is one. An angel. Angel. A male angel with his chest out all white. That's what the kids say. I think they're just having us on. Or maybe their imaginary characters get all mixed together somehow. Who knows? You know how kids are. Or that imaginary character isn't as imaginary as they think.
Are you sure they're imaginary? You've never seen this figure for yourself?
No? Where are you going with this exactly? We need to finish cooking before dinner.
Oh, my bad. That's all I needed to ask. Thanks, kids. Right, next? Oh my god, okay, 1, 2, 3. So just 3 more people. Right. 2 kids, clearly siblings, could be seen bickering with each other.
But Drew, why would you go out to the forest? It's not safe. It's not safe for you and the smaller kids. Do you want me to find Steve or not? Let me and Uriel find him. I bet he's just lost in the woods somewhere. Just let the adults handle it. No way. Those stingbats can't do anything right.
Well, what about these folks? 2 older boys, maybe 15 or so, can be seen eyeing at the siblings, bickering near the bookshelf. They reminded you of your cousins, James and Lyra, snobby 16-year-olds who always acted like they were better than you somehow. Those 16-year-olds seem no different, reckless and eager to make something of themselves.
Is Drew coming or what, Uriel?
I doubt it. Nancy's sticking to him like glue. She ain't letting him walk out a door, I tell ya. Well, it's good that we're not walking through any doors, isn't it? It doesn't matter where we're sneaking out of. Drew's not going anywhere. I bet you that Nancy will stop bawling her eyes out and Drew will stop groveling just to shut her up again.
Drew's way too soft on her. Always has been.
Going somewhere, boys?
Huh?
One of those church people, the Ignia students lot. What do you want? Just curious about your plan. Got anything you want to share with the class, maybe?
Tcha.
Like you would help. The church never does us any good. Just mind your own business. The sooner you tell me something, the sooner my friends and I can leave.
Then you're asking the wrong people, mate.
Owen's the one you need to keep an eye on.
Kids have been missing before, but never at this rapid rate.
He's hypnotizing them with his damn shows, to tell you. Damn, dead end. Oh well, it's not Irwin, I can tell you that. Besides, we already dealt with him.
Wait, what? Did you clock him or something?
Nah, but the point is, he's not gonna show his face around here anymore.
But seriously, other than Irwin, do you have any other leads?
No. If it's not him, who else could be? No idea. 2 kids, no older than 4 or 5, could be seen doodling on the wooden floor. Their doodles almost look like crude renditions of rune symbols. Hey, you two. What are you drawing there?
Can't you tell? It's a rose bush.
I see. Are those symbols supposed to be part of the bush?
I don't know what they are. Mr. Swan told me to draw them.
Mr. Swan?
He's a talking swan. Said it'll protect the village.
Is Mr. Swan a witch? He could be the white figure Erwin saw, and I mean, witches can invade people's dreams. Ivar does it all the time. If the people in Lena aren't scared of witches, I doubt they even bother putting up the necessary protective runes. You look closely at the runes, and sadly, did not recognize any of them. It could be because of your limited knowledge of this world, or they were truly just harmless children doodles. Regardless, you played it safe and drew the first rune Quill taught you, the dream rune that should block any witches from invading the kids' dreams. I think that's all I can learn from these kids. Maybe the others have better luck. As you walk back to the center of the village, you saw a group of sobbing parents asking about their lost children. Any words on Sasha? No. I'm getting worried now. Could she have gone into the water? Even if she did, she knows how to swim, but perhaps it's safer to close off the lake for now? I don't think that will be a problem. I heard the headmaster from that witch hunting school drowned in that lake. They're probably going to ward off the lake soon. Once have we tried to get the church to intervene, and only once the trouble reached their own doorstep did they finally take a step in. Typical. Eavesdropping is such a fun pastime, isn't it, darling? Quill! Miss me? How did your little investigation turn out? Mine turned perfectly sour. Apparently I was a tad insensitive and might have angered a couple villagers up on the hills. If you spot any pitchforks, do start running. What did you do? Don't be too mad at Quill. I don't think the locals here are very welcoming right now. I have had better luck making friends with a swarm of rats. Don't you eat rats? Exactly, that's the point. Asham had better luck. Well, kinda. One asked if my pretty face was for sale. Huh. So at least I did manage to make them shed some light on things. All the victims were aged around 8 to 12, and it did seem most of them attended Erwin's puppet show. Hence why he was deemed the prime suspect. However, the older merchants did point out that children had been missing long before Erwin's arrival. Mostly the orphan kids, they dismissed as runaways. A lot of the older suspects were fellow merchants since, well, the Vortex Empire influences reach even here, and young innocent bloodbags made for fine delicacies. Ignia has strictly outlawed such practices, but still, there's no limit to how vile some vamps can be. No offense to you, Thane. It's fine. Besides, even I was disgusted by their behavior. I tried sniffing them out, just in case any of them smell particularly bloody, but that only led me to a whole rack of lamb. Which we had to buy, because you put your literal nose in it. But well, I suppose it's better to be thorough. Same dead end for Prim and I, but we did have something that might be an interesting lead. Granted, we did talk with an old hag handing out hard rock candy like your typical fairy tale villain. But other than that, other than her horrifying looks, she was really sweet. She mentioned something odd. She said that her grandchild went missing once for about 2 weeks, but then came back with no memory of where he went or who took him. The only thing he recalled was playing with the other kids in the graveyard, and then nothing. Wait, kids playing in the graveyard? Kids don't have a lot of places to play around in these parts. How macabre. How about you, Lion? I think we have a witch in our midst. Probably the Witch of Change. But I'm not sure whether the witch is actually here or not. Seems like all the other kids saw a white figure in their dreams. They had probably mistaken a witch for a playmate, but other than drawing some protective dream runes, I don't know how we are going to stop or track this witch. But you have drawn the protective rune. Yeah. Then it's a start. Did the fisherman say anything noteworthy, Lyle? No. Though I couldn't really ask much. Looks like the church people have accidentally dug up old corpses from the lake in their investigation. One of them was apparently Pike's son, and, well, I didn't have the heart to pry any further.
Pike's the man that likes to fish by the pier, correct? I didn't know he lost his son. He doesn't talk about it much. It's been years ago. Drowning incident. Said a witch lured him into the waters.
Ah, well. Where's Pike now? Where's Pike? Maybe I should talk to him and cheer him up.
Oh, he went out sailing again. Said it's better to keep his mind preoccupied. But I'm sure you can talk to him again tomorrow. He's still going to fish near our school. You know, despite everything, it has been a rather gloomy week, hasn't it? Too much dread for my taste. I know. I wish I could at least do something for the kids. Actually, I think I could help with that. Huh?
Quill wrapped his arm around Lyle's biceps and whispered into his ear.
That? Oh, you can do that? Darling, I'm an inkwell. Miracle is what I do.
Quill, what are you up to?
Just come to the pier tomorrow, dear. Bring your swimsuit.
All of you returned to the dorm while wondering what Quill was up to again. As you head back to the dorms, Lyle walked side by side with you to your room. He seemed lost in the clouds and he kept fiddling with his hands. Well, warm his hands. You cold?
No, wait!
Beautiful tiny sunflowers bloomed in your hands as your fingers intertwined with Lyle's. You admired its beauty before it withered away, its petals turning into a dull shade of brown.
That was beautiful! I'm so sorry. Sometimes I sprout flowers when I'm nervous.
Well, I'll calm him down. Hey, it's okay. It's not like they scared me or anything.
Wait, they don't?
No, they're just flowers. If anything, I find them pretty.
Oh, well, I'm glad.
Shame that not
many are as open-minded as you are. Sorry, by the way, for being so distracted. I've been thinking about something the sailors at the pier said.
What did they say?
They called me an outsider, which again is quite mild compared to everything else people have called me, but still. For a week or two, I thought I finally found somewhere I belonged to. Thought that being a fisherman in Lanar might be what I was destined to be. I guess not. I wish there was another world out there I could run away to. One without witches and hunters and all the drama that comes with them.
Well, wait a bit and maybe there will be.
Huh?
Nothing, Lyle. Anyway, we should get some rest. We'll need it for whatever catastrophe Quill has in store for us.
Can we nab Lyle over to our world? I really want to do that.
He headed off to bed and drifted to sleep.
Oh my god! Well, this is where I'm going to be ending today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. We will be back with the beach episode soon enough. So, hey, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.